Here we go.
This is the Conversations with Jacquari podcast, real conversations on culture, business, and entertainment. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jacquari, your host of Conversations with Jacquari. I'm back with a brand new episode, y'all, and today I'm talking with Adrian Holmes, the man behind Philip Banks on Bel-Air over on Peacock. You know, Adrian's been doing this for a long time. He stacked up more than 100 film and TV credits, and in 2024, he took home the NAACP Award for Outstanding Supporting Actor for his portrayal of Uncle Phil. So yeah, he's bringing the heat. He's also got this really cool global background, you know, born in Wrexham, North Wales, raised in Canada, and he's definitely connected to his Barbadian roots. And, you know, all of that comes together in the depth he brings to his roles. And of course, we're diving into Bel-Air, which is now in its fourth and final season. You know, Bel-Air is the dramatic reimagining of the 90s classic we all grew up on, following Will as he steps into this new world with the Banks family. Adrian's version of Philip Banks is powerful, it's layered, and we get into all of that. So let's get into it. My conversation with Adrian Holmes starts right now. Adrian, how's it going?
Good. How you doing, Jacquari? Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. I appreciate it. It's good to finally meet you. I've been seeing you on my TV screen for the past 3 to 4 years, so it's good to finally meet you.
Nice.
Yeah, so let's get
Me
into
too.
it. So I wanted to start off by asking you, Adrian, you know, obviously this is the fourth and final season of the series. How do you reflect on your journey as Philip Banks?
Man, I just reflect with gratitude, man. I just am very honored to have been blessed with this opportunity, to have been given the baton to run with it and to be an example for Black men in this generation, in this time, the way James Avery was our North Star, back for the original show, somebody had to pick it up and run with it for this time. And I'm just so grateful that I was chosen to do that and that I had the tools in the toolbox to execute. So yeah, it's been a gift, one of the greatest gifts of my professional career. And, God is good.
Yeah, nice. I mean, you did a great job, definitely over the past, 4 seasons.
Thank you.
So, speaking of James, obviously you played a more modern version of Uncle Phil. And, how does it feel to play this role in a modern version of this role while still honoring the James Avery iconic version that everyone grew up loving over the years?
Yeah, well, James' version was a comedy. It was a half-hour comedy, and he brought a lot of authority and power into his role, um, obviously, and comedy. But with our version, we're bringing the authority and the power, but we're also bringing a lot more vulnerability. We're showing that there's chinks in the armor, and that as strong as we are as Black men, as men in general, um, but we are flawed, and we also need somebody to lean on. We also need help, and not and what I love is that we're making it okay to ask for help. It's okay to open up and allow yourself to be seen. You don't have to come across as this perfect, you know, perfect figure of power and strength and a pillar at all times. It's okay to cry. It's okay to to take a look at yourself and really check in and see who you are and the impact and just who you're who you're being in the world, and see yourself. And a lot of people they don't take the time to do that. So I think that Philip Banks has been such a great example for me. He's helped me grow as a leader, thinking about my community. He's a very selfless man. He's always thinking about more than just himself. How can I grow the people around me? How can I build the people around me so that they can be leaders themselves? He's a perfect shepherd.
Yeah, definitely. And you have roots in Wales, Canada, Barbados. How has
Yeah.
your multicultural background influenced the way that you portrayed Philip Banks and storytelling in general?
Yeah, I guess I don't look at things from in one way. I'm just open to seeing things from so many different perspectives. And I think that's kind of been my superpower. Is I'm very I love people. I love culture. I love to hear what people have to say and what to learn where people have come from and their journeys. I think that yeah, I was born in Wales, lived in Liverpool and Chester in England, UK, and my roots are in Barbados, which is just such a vibrant culture and community, and that country is amazing, and I'm so blessed to be from there. And I grew up in Vancouver, Canada, which is very multicultural as well up there, and I was very fortunate to have I had an amazing childhood, and they it really groomed me for everything, all of that groomed me to be where I am today. And I just think it just helped me to be open, just keep an open mind and you know let it all come in and just hear people out and see where they're coming from and just trust myself and yeah, it's been good.
Mhm. And this latest season is really good. I mean, the way that the cast is on a different journey. I know Viv is you and Viv are having well, Philip and Viv are having a baby, and it's just been a great to see this new season. What has been, I guess, one of the most challenging experiences of portraying Philip Banks and actually making sure that you're giving the role all that you got.
Wow, that's a good question. One of the most challenging things to playing Philip Banks, um, I think what helps me with Philip Banks is just being interested and not interesting, and just listening and just being that silent presence, that strong presence that's just there to anchor and support and know that you're enough without having to do so much. Just your presence is your anchoring and supportive. So um, I think that Philip Banks is yeah, he's just been such a monumental figure for so many of us, and for years, and he's helped me navigate my day to day, today, and working with Cassie on the show has been great because we have chemistry, we have history together, and so she's made it easy. Um, Jeffrey as well, it's the bond that we have. Jimmy Akambola, he's been a friend, and I've just been lucky to be able to work with people that I'm comfortable with. So it helps my performance. We just feel very safe. Yeah, I think the biggest challenge is just making sure that I just fell back and just let things just. I didn't want to do too much. You're just finding that right temperature. You know,
Mhm.
where you're not too hot, not too cold, just right in the middle. And I think, like I said, being interested and not interesting was just actively listening and just being present with each and every character. That really helped, and I think was impactful.
Okay, very nice. And I know earlier this year you were initiated into the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, correct? Now I know that, yep, I know that Uncle Phil was also in the same fraternity. How does it feel to be in the real life brotherhood?
Oh man, it's a dream come true. I grew up watching Stomp the Yard was one of my favorite dance movies,
Oh
and,
yeah.
and I always wish I had been a part of an HBCU. And I was like, oh man, I really wish I had, gotten to go to school in the US so I could have that opportunity. And I thought, okay, well, I'll just, maybe, who knows, maybe I'll get a chance to do it in a movie or something. And then it manifested, it came true. And I remember the first day of filming episode 3, season 1, the Yamakra episode, and we were doing all the steps and everything. We had the whole fraternity on set. And it was just so surreal and so special. And they were all so supportive. The brotherhood is very thick, and they welcomed me. I felt like I was a part of the brotherhood at that time, and so I just really wanted to, take it further. And I was so grateful that they said, yeah, we'd love to have you. And I went through the whole process in June 1st, 2025, and here I am. Life imitating art. You just never know what God has planned. You just never know. So I'm very grateful.
Very nice. One last thing, what's next for you in your future? Like, do you have any other roles coming up? I know I was on your Instagram a couple days ago,
Yeah,
and I see you have another project coming up. What can you share about your
yeah.
current projects?
I did this limited series called I Killed the Bear, and it's a dark comedy. It'll be coming out next year. A good friend of mine wrote and created it, Jared Kiso, who we worked together years ago on a cop drama called 19-2. And he's the creator of Letterkenny and Shoresy. And so he has this is his baby. And he wrote a really cool character for me on that. And then I'm finishing up Star Trek Strange New Worlds as well. I play Admiral Robert April. And they're just finishing their fifth season right now. So I just finished that, and that'll be coming out. Actually, I'm not sure exactly when they're scheduled to air. I think next year is season 4, so then the year after that, season 5. But yeah, so that, and then I'm just auditioning. I'm back on the audition train, trying to get that next big thing. So hopefully, we'll have some great news for you soon.
Okay, sounds good. Well, we'll definitely be looking out for your projects, and good luck to you with everything.
Thank
You've
you.
definitely killed this
Thank
role
you.
as Philip Banks for sure.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you so much, Jacquari, and happy holidays to you and your family, man. And we'll see you down the road.
Yeah, same to you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And that's a wrap for today's episode. Huge thanks to Adrian Holmes for joining me, and thank you everyone for tuning in. I really appreciate you spending your time with me and these amazing stories. Don't forget to follow Conversations with Jacquari on social media to stay up to date with new episodes and behind the scenes content. And if you want to support the show and grab some merch, head over to jacquariharris.com. I'll catch you next time.